everyone, welcome to Shy Comic Girl. If you saw a couple weeks ago, I went to New York and I also got to go to Comic Dunes, which is owned by Jeff and Howie. So you saw them in my vlog video. If you did not catch that, go check that out so you can see the massive amounts of comics I got to pick through. It was truly epic. So I picked a lot of stuff. And before I go any further, I have to say I got to really know them and we had a ton of fun together. And then Jeff and Howie offered to sponsor Shy Comic Girl. And I was completely floored by this. They're just like such amazing dudes, and to be able to collaborate with two people you just really connect with and then also believe in, and they believe in you and see the potential of my channel, I'm really excited. So with all that being said, they were just super generous and they kind of had me just like pick through everything. And I did take like a small box with me home. So small, kind of. So I've had this for a couple of weeks now, but I wanted to show you all everything that I had picked at once because it's so epic. And I just got the box in yesterday evening. So, oh my god, it is gonna break. I opened it because there's like a lot of, like, I don't want you to have to watch me open everything, like all of the boxes, but, oh, this is heavy. There's so many comics. Okay. So, let's start with box one. There's about 3, like, larger Gemini boxes in that big box. So, basically, they had so much. So I kind of forgot a little bit of what I picked out. Like, I remember certain things and then I have the worst memories. I was like, what did I grab? And then Jeff and Howie put some things in there that they thought I should read or that I might enjoy. A lot of what we were talking about and the idea like behind the sponsorship is just like helping my collection grow, but also like helping me just learn about comics in the process. So they were really engaging in the fact that I'm a new comic collector and they just want to welcome me into the community, and that's so freaking special. So let's just dive in. So as you all know, I love Dazzler. I am basically just trying to complete the run by now, and I need to check what numbers I have. But a 10-speed Columbia Racer ad, which is my jam. Infinity Gauntlet Hickman issue 20. So we were also talking about how maybe just kind of like collecting runs and like sending them over so that I can like actually read and review and break things down, which is really exciting. I'm going to do a few giveaways because there are some doubles in here, just because when we were trying to finish certain runs, we weren't finding like all of the issues. We'd find like several of issues too, and we would just throw them in, not knowing if we already put them in a box. So this is one of the ones you'll probably see quite often is Mr. and Mrs. X issue 2. I'm going to do a giveaway of this, which I'm excited about. Rogue and Gambit, just like the classic couple. Okay, I'm not a Superman fan really, but this got picked because they're stickers, and I love stickers. I also sometimes like make stickers, which is really cool. I have a little Cricut thing that will I could print out on like sticker paper, and then it'll cut it out for me. But they call them vinyl clings, which is really, really cool. So I can't wait to kind of bust this open. It's a do-it-yourself cover, so you like stick them on. Oh my gosh, the like 5-year-old kid in me just like really is excited. And then we have certain things that are you're gonna see me opening up bags because there are multiple books or double packed in here. So this one I'm really pumped about. Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel team up. What a fantastic duo. I love Miss Marvel. She's one of my favorite characters. And honestly, I haven't read a ton of Miss Marvel, or not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. But Carol Danvers is a character I want to dive into, especially because Miss Marvel is really inspired by her character. Then we have Atlantis, Attacks X-Men Annual, which is really cool. And let's go in here. There's a second book. Whoop. Mr. and Mrs. X with Deadpool. Oh my gosh, I love that. Like, I haven't read the run fully. I've like had random issues and I've read it, and I just love it because I love seeing couples together. Another Dazzler. I feel like what is so cool about the Dazzler run is that you really see all of the characters in her series. They really like packed it in, which I find really fun. Another Dazzler with a 10-speed ad, so naturally a favorite of mine. Then we have the Uncanny Avengers, issue 25. Ooh, that glare. There is a book behind this. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Uncanny Avengers 26, Rogue and Scarlet Witch. I am such a fan of this cover. I can't wait to dive into that story. Also, my girl Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, and Tigra. What a fun issue. I just love a lot of the Spider-Woman covers. Like, she's just always looks like such a boss lady. So this is one of the ones that they threw in because they know I like Spider-Woman, so they threw in Spider-Girl. I've never read this before. I'm also just, outside of like the old school Spider-Woman, I haven't really like branched out into any kind of modern. I don't read Spider-Man often, and the only Venom set I have is because my dad gifted it to me, and so it's really special. And that's kind of the reason I have it. We have another Uncanny Avengers issue 21. Uncanny Avengers issue 22. I think this cover is crazy. Look at that. Oh, so good. You have Rogue again. Is that Red Skull? I think so. And then Rogue and Gambit issue 1, which is perfect because I have a few of the other issues of this, but I didn't have number 1. Mr. and Mrs. X issue 2. I can't wait to give those away. It's going to be so fun. We have the Uncanny Avengers number 23. The art, I think, is done by Pepe Larraz, and he's just such an amazing artist. So I'm really excited to dig into that. Then we have Avengers World number 1, which you have Spider-Woman, Captain America, Hulk. You even have Wolverine. I love this. This is so cool. And then, of course, X-Men Red. Ooh, that Storm cover. And I have the trade paperback of Red because it's, I got it from In Stock Trades. It was like really cheap, and I wanted to read it because I had heard good things, and it's Tom Taylor. I was kind of on a Tom Taylor kick. So I'm kind of excited to have some of the single issues. And boom, we got some Mystique issue 2. I have seen these around because Paul has posted them on his Instagram as well as Jason. So it was really cool to find one of those over at Comic Dunes. This is something that I found in their boxes. I don't know much about it. Let me put it out because I feel like when I take it out, it looks a lot cooler, but it just was really intriguing. It's definitely an indie comic. It's from Drawn and Quarterly. So actually, look at that. That's so dope. Drawn and Quarterly does a lot of really awesome graphic novels and comics. I was fortunate enough to work with them at my day job, because I work in publishing, and we worked on a book that was published through Drawn and Quarterly, and it was beautiful. We have another Mrs. and Mrs. X #1. I love this cover. Rogue in her wedding dress. I also really love wedding issues. You will probably see a few of those in these boxes. We have X-Men Legacy #1, and then X-23 #2. So good. I freaking love Laura Kinney. I think there's another book behind here. Yeah, settle in, grab a drink. We're gonna be looking through books for a while. Then we have another Avengers World. This is issue 2. And the Avengers World is Hickman, which is dope. So yeah, pretty much anything that had Hickman as a writer was also going in this box. And then I'm super pumped about this. Giant Size Miss Marvel, which is the first Goose the Cat. That's so awesome. And it has story pages from House of M, which is just such a fantastic storyline. If you have not read House of M, please do yourself a favor and go read it. Okay, so another kind of indie, interesting comic. It's from Boom. It has an actual patch. So it's called Black Badge, and then there is this certificate that says, I will faithfully read the monthly newsletter and informational packet disguised as the comic book Black Badge every month. Welcome to Black Badge. I love Boom. Boom was one of my first publishers that I dove into before even thinking about Marvel, and I love anything. I work in marketing, so anything that's just different and is definitely a marketing ploy, I am here for. So I could just imagine what the marketing team was discussing when they were making something like this. And it's a #1, so I could just dive in, which is really cool. So Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, issue 35. Anytime I find Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, for the most part, in any of the back issue bins, I scoop them. So I have a ton of the same ones. Because I think everyone has buys the keys. I don't have any of the keys, I don't think. But when it comes out, I'll probably do some giveaways of just the regular issues that I have. And then Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. I love this miniseries. I got issue 1 signed by Chris Claremont at C2E2. I didn't have issue 6. I thought I had every issue, but I didn't have issue 6. So now it's complete, which is a huge thanks to Comic Dudes. Oh my gosh, all of these comics, I literally was at the end of the day, I was this is an entire short box of comics. That's craziness. Then we have Kitty Pryde and Wolverine, issue 5. I couldn't remember which one I didn't have, if it was 5 or 6. So I got to take this one home as well. And then, I'm excited. West Coast Avengers Family Reunion. All of my faves on a cover. We have Magneto and Scarlet Witch. Wow. My people. And I love Quicksilver. There's some really epic covers with Quicksilver on it, and not that I never paid attention to him, because obviously he's Wanda's brother, but Wanda was always my girl, so I just didn't pay that much attention. But now I'm kind of I want to know more about Pietro. Okay, so that was box 1 out of 4. Oop. Sorry for the shakiness. Wait, I'm gonna leave that box last. Okay. Whew. Honestly, organizing all of this is going to be so fun, but also take me a while. I currently just have stacks around my room, my office. Whoops. All right, here we go. Some more Infinity Hickman. We have issue 23. I love this cover. I've never read any of the Infinity issues, so, or just like any of the Hickman Avengers, New Avengers, Infinity, all of that I've never read. So I'm really excited about owning these issues. Issue 22. Issue 21. What an insane cover. Then My Girl Dazzler with Flame. Dazzler with the Road Warriors. I love this green. Then I got this Phantom variant Silk. So obviously this is like a Todd McFarlane homage. Believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's the homage. I see this like pose everywhere with like any of the spider peoples. I am so excited about this one. Holiday X-Men. It's a Rian Gonzalez variant. I mean, look how cute Wolvie and Nightcrawler look right there. So adorable. The whole cast. You have Rogue and Gambit just like lovingly looking into each other's eyes. Like, I am absolutely here for everything that's happening. I love this one. And I love holiday issues. Like, I love holiday issues so much. Then we have X-Men Magneto Triumph. Ooh, there is another book in here. Oh, I didn't even see this one. Oh my gosh. It's okay. I hate when that happens. I have... my heart stopped. Okay, it's in good condition. It's fine. Civil War 0. This looks so freaking dope. Look at that. Hulk, Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America. Oh no, War Machine. Wow. I'm gonna safely put this back in here. Guys. Ghost Rider #1. That's such a also crazy cover. That glare. Dazzler and Doom. I am obsessed with these pinks. Like, anytime I see like a Dazzler cover that has like blush tones and pink, I am a happy person. Pink is my favorite color, so I love pink on comic covers. It just makes me happy. Aww. Dazzler and Angel. I love that. Oh, and Doc Ock. Look at that. That's what I mean. There's just like, I don't know. I feel like they bring in all of these villains, all of these characters into this run, and it's so good. There's Sinkovich. I think I pronounced his name slightly right. Covers for Dazzler, and I grabbed one from when I was shopping in New York, and it has the Inhumans on it, and it has Lockjaw. I love Lockjaw. Another Dazzler. The Cry of Black Bolt. So we're getting the Inhumans. Dazzler. All right, and so now we have bags of comics. So I'm just gonna open them and take them out. And not drop them. I promise. All right, so these are the Avengers Hickman run. So we have number 35. I love that cover. 35. Ooh, this one's so good. 37. 38. $39. Ooh, I did not realize. We have another Kitty Pryde and Wolverine issue 6. Hickman, God is Dead. I've never seen this. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it's published through Avatar, which I also am not familiar with. So, I'm excited. And then Young Avengers issue 8. Ooh. I am also collecting single issues of the Young Avengers. Now that I got issue 1, so happy. I just feel like now I want the full run. I'm a completist that way with like teams or characters that I really love. Like I don't need to complete everything, but if I really love a storyline or if I really love a character, I want it all. So, and I feel like issue 1 was one of the hardest books, or not hardest, you can definitely find it online. It's pricey. So the fact that I was able to get like a kind of low grade for such a deal, which, funny story, I went to a local comic shop and bought it, and I like haggled a little bit, and they accidentally charged me the price that was on the book versus like the price that we had agreed to. It was totally on accident, and for like that was like weeks ago. I still haven't gone back. I called them and let them know, and they were like, yeah, just come back in and we'll just like give you back that money in cash because that's how I paid. And I just keep forgetting to go in. So now I just feel like it's been so long. Like, will they still give it to me because will they have remembered that I purchased it like a month and a half ago? It's just because of all of my work and traveling that I just haven't had a chance to go. I swear, like my weekends have been like tons of family time, which is great, or travel. But we shall see. That's a story for another. Well, I'll let you know the end of that story, hopefully eventually soon. Okay, so we have V.E. Schwab, Shades of Magic. I think this is issue 1. It doesn't actually say anywhere on here. But, so V.E. Schwab writes young adult and adult fantasy. I really love her novels. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is one that I really liked. I actually have Shades of Darker Shade of Magic like in novel format, so I was excited to see this in a comic. I always like graphic adaptations just to kind of see how they designed the characters versus how I saw them in my head. Another holiday special of X-Men! Yay! Web of Venom Funeral Pyre. So this is one that Jeff or Howie threw in. Actually, like a lot of these, the Avengers runs, he was like, you just need to read the run. And I was like, okay, I trust you. Avengers 27. This is such a crazy cover. 28, look at Hulk and that light. I love when artists play with light. So good. 34.1. All right. Let me know if you've read any of these runs, what your feelings or opinions were on them, or if there's any books where you're like, dang, that's awesome. And also feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. I always love hearing what people think, especially of my pickups, because it's so fun to see people's varying taste when I'm watching YouTube videos. Like, oh, that's so cool. I would never, not for me, it's not my cup of tea, but it's really cool when you see someone get something that they really were like loving. So some 90s Avengers, like, embossed covers. Avengers Allegiance, the final chapter of the X-Men Avengers crossover. So we have the two. The 90s are just, like, the covers were ridiculous. Like, this is truly insane. But I'm excited. Then okay, so if you're new to this channel, I have a friend, her name's Candace, and she really loves Archie, and so I used to read Archie when I was younger, but they were really, really good. I used to have Pep. I in my like childhood box, I have a lot of Archie and Pep. So when I was over at Comic Dunes, they had a box of some, and so I picked a few that I wanted to just give a go. So Archie date book, and I just felt like Candace would be really proud of me. We have a Pep. And this one I'm really excited. So again, holiday specials are my jam. Sabrina Christmas Magic. It's so cute. I love the typography of the Christmas Magic too. Like, that's something that can really get me on a comic book, is if there's like an interesting font. Who wants to take bets on how long this will all take me to organize? I'm gonna say like at least like 3 to 4 hours. All right. This is a really good box. The last two are kind of like, not that everything else, everything I've shown you has been amazing, and this box is going to be like older X-Men titles, and then like some moderns that I'm just really in love with. So I'm excited. All right, we have X-Men 173 with Rogue and Wolverine. Jason actually bought this when we were at Zapp's together, so it was kind of cool that I got it on the same trip. Kitty Pryde. This is one of my favorite covers of Kitty Pryde. I just love that she's like has some popcorn, the 10-speed ad, Nightcrawler looking all funky and cute. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Also, again, another favorite, has all of my women: Dazzler, Kitty Pryde, Jessica Drew, and Storm. Like, oh, so good. Okay, so I have this, but I'm excited to have a reader copy. So I like have read this before because I owned it, but then I took it to C2E2 to get signed by Chris Claremont, and so I haven't necessarily like picked it back up and like opened it as much because it's signed by him, and I don't know if I'll be able to see him at another con and get anything signed. So I just want to be careful with it, and as you saw me drop that comic, I am sometimes not the most graceful human. So I'm happy to have this so I could just, you know, kind of wear it down. The Uncanny X-Men, Doom and Storm. I feel like this is a cover I see everywhere in like the best kind of way. It's super iconic. You have all of the X-Men kind of like laying what is seemingly dead around Victor Doom or Dr. Doom. So then we have X-Men 147. Oh, look at all of the crazy action. I'm really excited. Okay, this one I'm really pumped about. So X-Men 138. I actually A-okayed this to Justin on the trip, and then I went to Comic Dunes and then was able to get a copy for myself because I didn't own one. Again, all of this pink, and the Toys R Us ad is really cool. Gosh, there was a Toys R Us kind of not far from my house. I would always beg my mom to take me, and it always just felt like a wonderland whenever we got to go. X-Men number 163. I just thought this was a really cool Gambit cover. All New Wolverine 27. Her looking like a baddie. I have the Omni and I love it. So I'm really excited. So I got in New York a collected edition of Elektra the Assassin by Frank Miller and Bill Sienkiewicz. I feel like I keep messing up his name. So I got some of the single issues. I will say that Read Across the Stars Victoria brought to my attention that Frank Miller has wrote like a really problematic graphic novel that was like Islamophobic. And so I just wanted to like point that out just because I am not necessarily someone who is like oh, we just have to separate the art from the artist. And I think it's just important to, like, actually just be transparent about, like, right, not everyone is a good person or a perfect person. And though I do want to, like, read Electra Assassin because I've heard so many great things, I also want to, like, acknowledge that, hey, maybe the writer is problematic. So now that I have that knowledge, instead of just not saying something, I think it's important to kind of be transparent. And you can, like, look it up on the internet if you want. If it's like, I was like one of his more recent, like, works, I think. And you know, that sucks, to be quite honest, when you learn about, I freaking love this cover, the art. I mean, honestly, I've never read Frank Miller before. I knew that he's, like, an iconic writer, but man, the art on this is insane. Like, I am really falling in love with Sienkiewicz's art, and I know that everyone probably already is, but this is one of my favorite covers. It's just, wow. And it's all, yeah, it's so good. But essentially, yeah, I'm basically made a commitment to myself that it's like when I come into, like, knowledge of, you know, a writer, an author, an artist, a creator that's not necessarily doing something that I align myself with, to just, like, be open and honest about it versus, and not, like, canceling, but just being like, I can hold space for both. Like, simultaneously, I can acknowledge, like, right, after I'd purchased this item, I learned these things, and I'm still going to read it, but I'm going to also hold that in mind and not ignore it. So I think that's just important, at least for me. You know, everyone's different. X23, which, like, we got Wolvie, and Julie looks, you know, she looks really crazy right there. Fantastic Four wedding issue. I love it. I am so excited about this one. Spider-Woman with the negative space color bleed, which, you know, we see David Nakayama do and some other artists. And so this is, like, I think one of the first instances where like, the color bleed negative space was used on a cover. So that's so cool to own, and it's Spider-Woman. We have Uncanny X-Men. Not X-Men. Yes, X-Men. Uncanny X-Men. Then the Dazzler with Hulk. I love this cover. The New Avengers, Black Panther, and Namor. It's just such a good one, and it's Hickman. Then Inhumans, Once and Future King. I think I actually own issue 1 because Noto did a lot of the art, so I went through, like, a huge Noto phase. I really, really, really love him as an artist. And you have Lockjaw, who has a special place in my heart. Then we have the Unbelievable Gwenpool. You have Ghost Rider and Hawkeye on the cover. And I love my girl Gwenpool. And then we also have the issue with Doctor Doom. So number 14 and number 23. And Magic, issue 1. I just know Magic from the newer runs, so I'm excited to dive into some of the older books with, like, her history. And then Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl Rising, issue 1. I actually have, I think, this full run, so that will be a giveaway for sure. Then the Marvels. This cover is just amazing and just stunning and absolutely detailed, with Gwen Stacy and the Goblin. I don't know much about Marvel's the run, but I'm excited to read it. Like, really, really excited. Then Miss Marvel number 37. I love this. I love that people are fangirling her and dressing up as Miss Marvel. It makes me happy. And she looks so happy on it. Look at that. Then West Coast Avengers, Scarlet Witch's Hunt for Vision. And then Young Avengers presents Hulkling. So that is more of like a mini-series. It's 2 of 6. So, all right. We got one more box. Let's see. Okay. Let me just move things around. Let me know what you thought of each box, which books would be your favorites. Honestly, I'm just so grateful to Jeff and Howie at Comic Dunes. If you haven't checked out their Whatnot, that's how they sell, is online through Whatnot. And I have heard that their chats, like the people in the chats, like their chats are one of the most fun on Whatnot. At least that's what I've been told. So, which I find awesome. It's just building community. And that's what I personally love, is just creating space for community. So we have Infinity, part 1 of 6, Hickman and Thanos. Spider-Man Wedding Issue. I love this. I'm so happy to have this. I've honestly have gotten this close to buying it so many times, so I'm glad that it's finally in my PC. Gwenpool Strikes Back. So not necessarily a wedding issue, but 10 issues after the wedding of Deadpool. And it says, it's like Groot, Baby Groot, and Rocket Raccoon. And it says, I am Groot. Quiet down, we're trying for the world record of fewest characters on a cover. He's like, I am Groot. It's so cute. I love this cover. I love the blues. I love the pink. I love Baby Groot. Da, 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 da. Issue 1. Wait, no. Yeah. Issue 1 of New Mutants. I'm excited to dive into it, especially as, like, I want to learn more about magic. All new Captain America #1. Sam Wilson. I loved Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I actually haven't read too much issues where Sam Wilson is Captain America. So I'm really excited to read this. Like, I'm really, really excited. I mean, I'm excited to read all of this. Like, I just feel like I need to go, like, disappear for a weekend and, like, read all weekend long. I'm really pumped about this. We have Young Avengers #10. So again, just trying to collect the single issues. Thanos #1. I love the artwork on this. Baby Gamora. So cute. This is really dope. Mr. and Mrs. Axis variant cover. It's #1. Gorgeous. Oh, look how in love they look. Makes me happy. We have a New Mutants #1. New Mutants 24. This cover is, like, really cool and also kind of creepy at the same time, if I'm being honest. Deceased. I love Deceased. I've read, like, the first 3 volumes, and it was so good. It made me care about DC villains and DC characters in general. Like, I love, and I really loved her character. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forget her name now, but when I was reading it, I remember really, really loving her. Then we have Loki. Siege of Loki. It's a one-shot, and I love Loki, so, you know, that's why I picked this one out. Some more Spider-Woman. So good. Okay, and then I'm gonna see certain ones for last. Alright, there we go. X-Men, Rogue and Gambit. They're, like, almost kiss cover. I love this. again, have come so close to getting it. So Ronin Wolverine, or 5 Ronin. I'm actually looking for the issues of these, especially the one with Psylocke on it, but I've never seen them in the wild, so I only saw them in Comic Dune's stacks, which was so cool. I remember pulling it out, and I think they were like, yeah, for sure, take it. And I was like, ah! Then Jeff was a sweetheart and just gave me a really generous, I mean, as if none of this was generous enough, to be honest, but Whatnot has Invincible exclusives, and I've never read Invincible, and so when I told him that, he gave me the Invincible variants. Like, that's so insane to me. I was like, are you sure? Like, I'll just hand this back. You can retract that statement. Like, you can keep these. Just because I know that they're going for a lot of money currently, and I just was like, this is like, I'm like, are you sure? I'm still a little in awe that I own these. Like, I've seen them on Whatnot, I've seen them in the community, I've seen them online. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So I can't wait to like open probably the trade dress and read it. I probably won't touch the other ones as much just to keep them in good condition. But yeah, those are definitely staying in my PC. So, woo, that is like, I see that like it's almost, like that was 40 minutes of books. So many books. Tell me what you think of everything. Like, tell me what you thought was really cool, what was your favorite, what characters you really liked. If you got to dig through Comic Dune's back issues and inventory, what you would hope to find, let me know. And if you are not giving them a follow on Whatnot and or on Instagram, definitely do. They're just like really genuine, really great dudes who are really passionate about bringing comics to new readers and to collectors in general. So I'm just really happy to be a part of their team and to have them sponsoring me and all of the books. Like, I'm gonna have so much reading to do. I hope that you have a great day, and thanks for watching.